live.
Call this meeting to order. Take roll, please.
You have a quorum.
Okay. That's all I need to know. Okay, we'll go straight to public comments.
None.
Okay, and approval of previous minutes. Is everybody
Motion to approve.
in a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Aye. We'll go on to, we're going to move item 7 to item 4. Discussion concerning upcoming National Little Britches event, and this is Brent.
Brant.
Brian?
Brant.
Brant.
Yes, ma'am.
B-R-A-N-T, okay.
Brian, come sit behind us.
Come on up, Brant, talk to us.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting.
We're
Oh,
excited.
you're fine.
I'm not sure what you guys would like for me to talk about. We, as National Little Britches, are excited to be coming to Lazy and Guthrie. Me personally, being a local, I love Guthrie. I love the history, everything about it. I mean, my heroes have always been Cowboys was filmed here, so it's pretty cool. The Lazy is an amazing facility. I'm not sure you guys are prepared on how many contestants and families are going to be coming in. We're having 31 states represented coming into the finals. That's about 1,000 contestants, plus or minus. Right now the entries are still open, so it could go up.
That's confirmed.
1,000 plus. I mean, haven't really talked to the girls in the office yet to find out true numbers. And like I said, entries are still open until June 17th or something like that. So that's about 1,500 horses to 2,000 horses on the grounds at the Lazy, not including their operation. Everybody will be moving in on Monday, and we'll be here till Sunday. And my goal is to work with you guys and try and get as many of those families in the town of Guthrie as possible. I mean, shopping, just looking at all the cool stuff here. I mean, bringing some revenue into this town. And you guys have any questions for me of what's expected of you guys or anything? The only thing that I know that I would like, that I've been working on a lot, and it's because it's the 4th of July, is volunteers. If you guys know anybody that would be willing to help, mainly on Monday on our check-in, that's our biggest day, I would greatly appreciate any input or anything.
What's the date on that?
July 4th.
On July 4th.
Yes, ma'am.
So it starts at
It
July
starts,
3rd or 4th through the,
starts, technically, we move in July 4th. The rodeo doesn't start till July 5th, all the way through the 10th.
What's your age for volunteers?
They got a pulse. Put them to work.
Can they read?
well,
I mean, do you need to be
Like-
18 or older? Could it be a high school group?
It could be a high school group, anything like that. Anybody that you would trust with any kind of task. I mean, this is what I got. I got golf carts that we're giving out to these families and stuff. What I'm looking for is like, I don't know the word for it. Somebody to drive around and
Chauffeurs.
Yes, ma'am,
Chauffeurs.
chauffeurs.
Okay.
To take families to their camping spots. Hey, you're parked here, come here, follow me. Here's some more, stuff like that. Just anything to make it welcoming and help them out.
Do you still need people to offload the carts?
Yes, not really necessarily offloading. It was more of a staging, bringing them up to the front, helping that guy out.
And check-in is at Lazy, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Check-ins at Lazy, right there in front of Lazy. They bought that property on the north side, and it's at that building there.
So who do volunteers seek? Who would they speak to?
They would speak to Dusty Sagers
Here, Cody,
or myself.
give him my card and we'll put something in the paper
Alright, we'll put something in about call for volunteers.
Perfect.
Sagers.
Sagers.
Uh-huh.
Say, how do you spell it?
Sagers.
What's your last name, Brent?
Bamberg, Bamberg. And
Call out to the Lazy E and then find where we need to go or what?
let me give you my number.
Okay.
My number is 405-651-8131. Get in contact with me and I can steer you in the right direction.
It's
Because
gutsy to do on camera.
Huh?
It's gutsy to give your phone number out on camera.
Well,
Because our viewing audience
if,
is so
if
large.
they want to call and talk to me,
That's right.
my phone never rings,
You'll
so
sign 'em up,
maybe it
you'll
will.
get paid.
Yeah. Maybe it will. Y'all come on. So just get in contact with me that day or a couple of days before, and I can help line you out. And that's pretty much it. I mean, we're trying to schedule.
How many volunteers are you looking for?
I'm looking for probably about 24 to 25.
Spread out over the 5 days?
Spread, no,
Or
mainly
just
that
that
one
day?
day.
And what are the hours?
8 o'clock till 8 o'clock.
8 to 8.
Okay.
And I'm asking for 24. I don't need 24 all in one time. It's so they can rotate them out. So somebody's not stuck there for 12 hours.
I'll send a message to the FFA guys.
Oh, yeah.
There's a-
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be great for them.
that would be
They're
good.
all responsible
And I wasn't real sure because it's on the 4th. You know, it's a holiday. But any little bit, even if they can come for an hour, I mean, any little bit helps, and I greatly appreciate it. But that's just mainly for that Monday. I mean, the rest of it we can pretty much.
Oh, it's just Monday that you need volunteers?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could do. If they want to volunteer throughout the week, we can find them something to do, for sure. You know, we have a silent auction booth that charity goes to Hope Counts and Our Little Britches, and then you guys are doing your chamber representing there, right?
Yes,
At
yeah.
that deal
mhm.
too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if they want to come and volunteer throughout the week, we can find them something.
We're doing a booth there? Or-
The CBB in Guthrie and the CBB in Edmond are going to assist with the silent auction.
Oh, okay.
We don't have a booth.
But you can hand it out here.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
get the information out there.
Right.
So, do you guys have anything for me?
Will there be a schedule put out?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that how they work? They have different events scheduled throughout this week?
Yeah, like I have, this is just a rough draft, like, here's our agenda, and, you know, like we have our queens coming into town to do their deal at certain times. We have our youth board is doing, dances and a movie night and everything else for the contestants at the
Okay.
arena.
Mhm.
And I also want to try and get with the drive-in because not very many towns have a drive-in. So
That'd be awesome if you could get them to,
Yeah, and so
y'all
I'm
could
gonna
like
try
work
and
together on something.
work on that. And but as far as like local activities for the kids at the arena, we're working with YMCA. They're going to bring some activities because sometimes there's not a lot of downtime for these kids, but you know, on certain days.
Right.
So if we could get flag football, basketball, volleyball, stuff like that, and then the YMCA here has given them a discount to come and swim at the pool, and it just so happens it hits those time frames that there's not going to be anything going on really at the
Good.
Lazy,
Mhm.
so that'll bring them in.
And I know that our drive-in has something every night during the summer.
That's what
Pretty
they
much,
were
yeah.
telling me, so that'd be perfect. You know, if I could work out something like that with them, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to do a scavenger hunt type deal, where, wish my wife was here because she could explain it a heck of a lot better than I could. But basically, we go to the local businesses, we ask them would you be willing to participate in this deal? And what it is you'll have a list of back numbers, because every contestant has to wear a back number. Once they get there to Lazy, till the time they leave, they have to have a back number throughout the whole finals. That way, if something happens, we know who's to blame. And also, for you guys to see, hey, these guys are coming in. They're, it's an identification for them. They're not just, because they're not all going to be wearing cowboy hats all the time. But they better be wearing their back numbers. So there'll be a list of back numbers.
That's true.
And the kids will have to come down and with their parents and go to all the stores. We're wanting to get like a flyer that says we support National Little Britches or something to that nature, so they know this business here is participating. And so they'll go in and find it, and if their name's on there or their number, then that store might offer 10% discount on any item or whatever in the store. Well, little Johnny might not like anything in that store, but old mom or dad might. So, and it's worked a lot. We've done it with the high schools, the National High School here at Woodward. They do it every year, and it helps a lot. I mean, they get a lot of participation in it. They kind of had something similar to that in Pueblo, but it wasn't exactly. So, I'm hoping it'll take off here.
Sounds fun.
It does sound fun.
Lori, has this been brought up at the merchant meetings?
Yes.
Okay, so, plans are getting built for.
Yep.
So is there any link with regard to Guthrie? I was taking a look at your website here. Is there a link on there that's ties to that? Ties anything to do with Guthrie to the National Little Britches website? Or
I do not know.
Can we do something like
Our
that?
hotels are listed on their website right now.
Couldn't find any of that.
Yeah, it was, I searched for about an hour myself. Our hotels are on the very tip top, which we would like to see, but
And I can talk to the web guy for us and find out what's going on. Because I'll be honest with you,
That's
I'm
not
not
your
a
thing.
tech guy anyway, and that website is not very user friendly in my opinion. But it's getting there. So I can try and get them to put a link on there or anything to tie it. But I do know that a lot of our, Lori was asking me the last time we talked about hotels filling up or anything like that, people not doing it. We found out that some people are, but they're not telling them that they're with Little Britches, and so they're not getting the discount. So we've been blasting it on Facebook and everything to our members, telling them, if you're getting a hotel, you tell them that. But for one, it'll get them their discount, but two, it'll let them know that people from Little Britches are staying here.
But two, a lot of them are waiting to
And
find out whether they qualify
yes,
before they
'cause
make their
like
travel
I said,
plans.
entries doesn't close till June 15th. And so we just qualified not very long ago talking about my kids. So there's a lot of parents out there that are trying to hit rodeos and get qualified. And they'll get there right to the end.
Yeah, I did see a long list of rodeos between now and then. So
Yes, there is.
March.
There's a huge list. Some of them kids are hitting 4 to 5 a weekend. So it's about like the pros.
Okay, anyone else have any questions or anything they'd like to ask?
Outside of volunteers, is there anything else that you think that we could be doing as a town to better support the?
I talked to Tracy a little bit about like your restaurants and stuff staying open just a little bit later, because I know some of them 10 o'clock is what they were saying. 10 o'clock is normally their cutoff time. But like our finals, each event in the evening, each performance, it probably won't get over until 9 or 9:30. Might bump it up an hour or 30 minutes or something, that might help for you guys.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't really know.
Okay.
We meet fairly regularly now with the Little Britches and the Lazy E people.
So do Little Britches has what am I trying to say, like a booklet or program, a program? When
Yeah,
people
that's
check
it.
in, they're gonna have like a
Yes, ma'am.
program of
They'll
everything.
have-
Has there been advertising? I mean, have our local businesses had an opportunity to advertise in that?
I believe so,
Okay.
and I need to talk with Debbie Mills. She's the head of our
Yeah, it's probably too
sponsors.
late now, but I'm sure it's.
No.
We haven't had,
Huh?
But I'm
we,
sure.
the city hasn't had.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, maybe Romus wanted to put in an ad, or maybe the
You
state
can-
I
was
haven't
wanted
seen
to.
anything.
I think there
Are
are
there-
other opportunities
Yeah,
for
there-
that though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let me talk to Debbie.
I know that
'cause
it's been
they're-
mentioned at the chamber coffees, I guess, every week. I mean, people know about this, right?
Right.
Our local retailers and
Yeah,
restaurants,
they've
they
been
do
on
know
site
it.
for at least 4 chamber coffees.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And like I said, I'll touch base with Debbie
Yeah.
and find out what all, cause she's over the sponsorships and she's got a pretty good grasp over all that. And if not, then we
Yeah.
can.
Well,
we
I
can
don't,
get them in there.
I don't know.
mean,
I just.
If there is somebody,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this right now, if there's somebody that wants to get involved and get in that book,
Mhm.
to me, there's no deadline yet.
Yeah,
I mean, there is gonna be,
Be,
but it's
yeah.
not yet. We'll get everybody in there that wants to be in there.
But you're still thinking of doing a map with the sponsors on it?
Yeah, I'd like to do a map, kinda like how we did in Pueblo. We listed, this restaurant
Mhm.
supports Little Britches, go
Right.
here. You know, this hotel,
Their
this,
logo on the map.
you know, all,
that's good.
give us a list
Yeah.
of everything that, everybody that supports Little Britches so that we can support them.
Yeah.
And that's what we've handed out in the past, and it's been pretty well used.
So for this group or anyone watching, any business who might want to get into that program, Lori, I'm sorry to do this to you, but can they contact Lori
Absolutely.
and just kind of get that partnership going through Lori? Does that work for you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because we
That's
talk
fine.
quite often.
So anyone in here that, might hear questions about Little Britches, please feel free to send them to Lori, myself, and we'll make sure that they get them in touch with exactly who they need to be. Brant, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it.
I hope I gave you a little insight on
We
it.
hope
We
it
got
gets
your
better and
numbers,
better in
so
Guthrie every year.
Thank you, yeah, see you go. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Right in together.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 4, discussion concerning the budget for 2017.
Yeah, if you look in it should be the left side of your folders. This is just follow-up from last month's discussion. Budget number is again what we're voting on tonight, not necessarily how we're going to implement it, but talked to Kim Biggs in our finance department earlier today, just so that she would kind of bless the $125,000 number. She said that that's what is going to go in the budget book, and so really we feel very, very confident it's going to be a slight increase from this past year, but nothing too dramatic. But we hopefully will gather a lot from other events. Little Britches is actually going to be hitting in next fiscal year, and so we'll get off to a very good start, but we won't collect those taxes until we're already into the budget that we're voting on tonight. So $125,000 is our budget number for next year, our target, and what's going to go into the final budget book that council approves. So we will entertain a motion to approve that.
Make a motion. We have, I think it's just a formality.
Have many people here. Okay, so everybody approved?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all opposed? None. Okay, motion passes. Okay, item number 5, discussion of possible action regarding Offbeat Oklahoma radio broadcast.
About a week and a half ago, I visited with Stillwater Radio. They have 3 radio stations, and you'll see the different stations in your folder there with the different ranges. this was really not on the agenda, so I won't spend a whole lot of time on it, but we discussed purchasing a bank of radio spots, 30-second radio spots that can be used at our discretion throughout the year.
Sorry, just to clarify, this is on the agenda. It's under broadcast.
But the,
It's under broadcast.
okay. So again, they can be these 30-minute spots, 30-second spots can be used as we see fit. Along with that, at no extra cost, we will be given a 5-minute, once-a-week interview on the morning KSPI FM radio show. We're calling it Offbeat Oklahoma because we have no other name for it as yet, but this is something that we would get as well. And it could be used however we wanted it.
The radio strategy isn't something that we have taken advantage of since tourism came back into City Hall. Stillwater Radio has a great variety and a pretty decent reach to some communities that might be interested in overnight stays, as well as just they're close enough for everything from a block party to a daily event. And we've heard a lot more about how radio is still, just holding steady as one of the top sources of advertising as well. So it was something that we just wanted to take a look at. I don't know that I'm going to ask you guys to, come through this and feel comfortable making a motion on anything tonight, but we really just kind of wanted to present this in front of you, saying we're looking at different forms of advertisement. Is this something that you guys might be interested in upon, further review, those kind of things? But just wanted to give you what they're showing us of, what their value is.
What line item did that come out of on this? I see social media, and I see print.
Yeah, I don't know that it is carved in stone for this plan yet. But we voted on the number itself, not exactly how we're going to implement it, and so things could obviously rotate around if this was something that you guys were interested in.
So let me ask you this, so 230-second spots, are these during drive time, are these
Could be
during,
anytime you want.
well, because we don't want midnight.
No.
We
No,
get to choose the time
We choose the time and we choose the station.
during football season, during the
Anytime we want.
after show football.
With very little notice.
Mike Gundy talking.
Other than that, I don't see.
It's
I mean, we did, I'll be honest, with the boutique, we
Other
did
than
fourth
those
quarter
times.
advertising on, I think the country station is what we chose. We did we did it for the total fourth quarter, and I don't remember what we paid, but we paid for so many spots per week to go out. We didn't see anything in return from it, but we were just
Really?
one single retail outlet. I mean, not saying we didn't, but we didn't, there was nothing that.
And you guys have participated in their trade shows as well,
Yes.
right? How have those gone over?
No.
Not so hot. Okay. Well, and I mean that's exactly what the kind of insight that we're looking at. We're
Yeah.
anyone with a budget gets hit up for
Yeah.
all sorts of different contract services. We like hearing those ideas that say, it might talk a big game, but it's not necessarily
It's just.
as
but-
beneficial.
But it's so hard to know. Somebody could have come in that.
Somebody could have.
And you just, there's no way to know.
There-
I mean,
it
Well,
could
like
have.
you said, during a football game or something, that's
Maybe, but
great
that doesn't mean,
advertising, but.
until they walk in the door and purchase something and
Yeah.
said, oh, I heard your ad on the radio.
It's tough.
You just don't know.
I mean, this would be something that I would say that we would utilize for huge functions. I don't know how many of those
Okay.
we have that we would utilize it for. I mean, for 200, so you have 200 spots.
I wouldn't be opposed to some radio advertising. I don't know if we need to commit to a 12-month investment at $4,800. I don't know what it costs to,
Yeah.
Well, 200 for a year ain't that many.
yeah.
I mean, there's 365 days in a year. You're not even getting one a day. And then, I don't know, just for the bang for the buck, I don't know.
I wonder what it would just cost to, I know it says no cost if you do this. I wonder what it would cost if you just did this.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
know,
that
for
to
the,
me is more of an effect than,
sorry, I want to go back a little bit on why it would, and I'm not fighting one way or the other. I'm just saying, when it said bank, automatically we went to, okay, we don't have to say we're going to run this many per week or anything like that. We were thinking, you know, hey, we might say we've got 5, 6 annual events. Let's do a block of those, you know, the 2 weeks leading
Sure.
up to each of those events or something like that.
What does that cost? So you've got 200 of them at $4,800. So how much does that cost per? Expenses.
well, radio advertising is expensive. It always has been.
But I think it's, I mean,
You can
how
get
many
some
people got
of
satellite
those.
radio in their car now?
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I mean, I
right.
You know,
I
we
just don't see a use for,
obviously with the CPB and chamber officing together, Hattie Coleman not here tonight, but he said, you know, I listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
And so, is it kind of phasing out? Like I said, I really, the insight that you guys have done it before, I knew that you guys have done the trade shows. That's valuable for this group to know in making the decision moving forward. So,
Laura has a hard time telling people no, so she's like, we've done it, but we're not committing it to it ever again. She just
okay,
avoids them now, but.
gotcha.
I did advertising in Enid on the Rocket for years, and I got a lot of business from that. But they would just drive up to Guthrie for the evening. But that's been a while. It's been a few years since I did that, so, and things have changed. But I did advertise with Stillwater too, and I never was, I didn't see people coming in saying they're from Stillwater and they saw it on our ad. But I did Enid. I did because my brother on their radio station. So we always talked about this, so they would specifically ask for me when they came in and tell me, so, but I
Very
didn't
nice.
hear that with
And we
Edmund.
just kind of think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I'm not expecting you guys to hear it.
I mean, honestly,
fall in love or out of
it may
love.
not be bad for when we do the Christmas
Yeah.
walk.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It may not, and it may
Red
not
brick
even be a
nights.
bad idea
Right, during the
to,
right
even
before the block
if you
party.
can get on the once a week, hey, we're having a Red Brick Nights even.
Yeah.
Here again, I mean, if you spend a few $100s doing that.
So maybe something a little bit less structured that gives us a little bit more flexibility is what you guys are looking for.
But what kind of exposure can we spend $4,800 and get with
Yeah.
social media?
A lot. We'll go through the ad book in a little while and you'll see that our strongest numbers are social media.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, bang for your buck. They only have so many bucks.
Yeah. But at least wanted to present it in front of you guys, show you that we're always looking at new things and get some insight from you. So,
All right.
action on that.
Okay, we'll move on to item 6, discussion concerning previous print advertising ads.
Well, as previously mentioned, on the right side of your folder, you will see a comprehensive list of advertisements that we have done, photocopies and a little bit of a tagline at the very front. I think there's a duplicate actually in there. We've done some hard copies, obviously, Missouri Life, Arkansas, I think that's supposed to be Arkansas Monthly, or one of those monthly and one of those is Life. But had some good success. You'll see that we did do a piece in the National Little Britches magazine. We were also given a piece later on in there as well. Let me get you to that. The black and white copy that you have a few pages in that shows the downtown map, that was the one that we were given for no cost as a part of our sponsorship with Little Britches. This Land Press is obviously another hard copy print ad that we've done. Our social media spots, the photos that you have with the Guthrie logo in the corners, those are the ones that have been, wildly successful. And the photo talent that we have there with the teams that we've worked with are, really, really high quality, and so we're thankful to be working with a lot of really great people. We had a little bit of a mix-up whenever we removed Staple Gun from our site, and so not all of our data that we previously had is at our disposal right now. We've seen it before, that's how we've gotten you our numbers. Something just happened whenever we removed their status as a
So-
contributor, so.
Are you guys the ones doing the social media stuff since Stapleton's not doing it for us anymore?
The last one that we did was the 89ers piece. And we actually coordinated that through Trifecta Communications because they have a dedicated social media team. And then their data is listed right here on the very back. You'll see the bar graphs and charts associated with them. We did a cooperative piece with Edmond and the Oklahoma Tourism Guide. And I mean, everything that we do just continues to evolve. You know, some things we're doing for events ahead of time. You'll see that we went ahead and already did a bluegrass piece in Arkansas and Missouri. We did those in May, and then they're also set for June and July, just so that we can get people to start planning to come to Guthrie ahead of time for that event.
Thank you for this. I think we were needing this one. What did you say?
Texas Monthly.
So do we have anything, so this is just a single ad that's in Missouri Live?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously it's
we do.
done deal, but do you think it would have been of any value added to somehow, like you did up here, you got additional information and
It's,
down here?
I just, it
We
was
crossed
there,
it out
it was
just
all
to
in
get-
all the others, I
But
just, so I could get
I mean,
that.
to
when
get-
you look at that, you don't even know where it is.
Actually, you'll see on that same page, the top, second, and fourth ones all have the Central Oklahoma and the Oklahoma Tourism along with the Guthrie logo. That one we needed to crop up just to have
Oh,
space.
so it's
on
there, it's
all
on the
there.
ad.
We
Exactly
actually
the
have
same
to
as
do
the
that
top one.
as a part of our membership through Frontier Country whenever we buy ads through them. Because it's a co-op, we have to give credit to them as well in the
Well, no, I
ad
don't have a
somewhere.
problem with that, I was just hoping.
We
that
just
was-
save
So
space.
part of that ad is missing.
Yes,
Okay.
just the,
I
it's
was
the same
gonna
bar that you see
freak
along
just
the bottom.
for a
Right,
second.
no.
So let me ask you this, so we know we also have the Art and Wine Festival that weekend. Do you think it would have been value added to try to get that information in there like you did? I don't know, I mean, this has Lazy E in here too. I mean, Southern has Lazy E.
Yeah, for instance, the Texas Monthly one that we did, that we had kind of a welcome for the timed event championship, also has other events listed. We really thought that the Bluegrass was going to be the biggest hit for that weekend for that crowd, for Arkansas and Missouri.
Have you started work on a brochure of any kind? I mean, a new brochure?
Do you have any of our newest ones? We'll show you those in just a moment. But
Is that something that we're doing like quarterly, or we're just gonna do like one a year or two a year, or?
We're
One for summer,
still
one for
trying
winter?
to figure out what our printing schedule needs to be, and so we went through a copy. When the one with the had the antique photo of the Victor Mall building and everything like that, we went through that one within about 2 or 3 months. We changed up the design a little bit on this newest one, incorporated some new photos, and so it just kind of depends on our printing needs, how fast we're going through them. We've heard a lot of really good things about our newest one. It has a dark night shot of the publishing, the corner building on Division in Oklahoma. No, the antique one on the
Mall?
southwest corner.
Okay, I know where you're talking. Across from Oaks Real Estate?
Yep. It's a great shot of that. So.
Yeah, and I think I've seen that.
We'll see that in just a moment. But yeah, we just started doing those. I think that we printed about 5,000 copies. We're probably going to order more of those pretty soon.
I'm sure we're
Yeah.
going through those fast.
Yeah. But a lot of it, we're keeping a little bit of flexibility and keeping up with the businesses that are either in or out. And
That's
so
why I figured we were gonna have to do those like.
we didn't
quarterly or
commit to
something.
a whole lot right away, just because we know the flux back and forth. Like I said, Lori.
I have not seen this. Where are these available?
I know that there are a lot in the gazebo.
Oh, that's good looking.
It is.
Their second floor, City Hall has a few, I believe.
And where do you take them to the distribution centers?
They think.
Do you have any more of these I
Oh,
can
yeah.
snag?
I think, what do we have, about 2,000 more of those?
Around that.
We try and keep a pretty good number on what we have available, so. But the artwork in there is fantastic on its own. So
nice.
the little bit of details.
It's very nice.
So when you
Lots
set
of
the
art.
print advertising up here, is that done one time and it's for the year? And this is what we're looking at, or you work with them individually, or how do you do that on the ads that we're seeing here?
It just kind of depends. You know, last year we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to do. We wanted to test out advertising in out of state. Unfortunately, the newest edition of Frontier Country doesn't do hard copy ads out of state. And so we're trying to figure out what the deal is on that. Are we still seeing value added from our membership with Frontier Country? Because it looks like they're targeting more information in central Oklahoma right now, unfortunately, and that really is a different strategy than what we have done with our print ads this year. Definitely changes up on what presents itself to be available. Like I said earlier, kind of the same situation here. We get phone calls all the time of, hey, we'd love for you to be in this ad, and if we can make it work, then we can. You know, it's great to have an economic development budget to come in alongside and promote that whenever we, you know, might be tapped or we might be running low on a specific fund. We've done all sorts of work. Heath Shelton has done work. Julie Ayers has done some photo work. Obviously, Trifecta did a few designs. I don't know if you guys are aware, but to post an ad on Facebook, Facebook has a 20% text rule. You can't exceed 20% of text. Everything else has to be designed. And so whenever we have great artwork coming through from whoever it is, you know, this one happens to be from Sean Hancock, you know, there's a lot of details about these events, and so we have to find an ad team who can pull the different layers off and make it still work and get the message across in our advertisements. But we've got really talented artwork. You know, we've got really talented artists that we like to feature. You know, that's what we pay them for, and so we make sure to take full advantage of the design and still make sure that we get the Facebook information out there as well.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about any of these ads or any more suggestions?
I'll tell you, print ad right now is very, I would say there's not a real solid platform moving forward, just because we were really disappointed that Frontier Country chose not to do any out-of-state advertising. You know, we took really good advantage. We took, we're in Arkansas, Missouri, and Texas this year, doing different things and putting a lot of different promotions together. So we really like taking advantage of that out-of-state whenever we could. And
Sure.
it was definitely disappointing to not see that come back to life.
Are there any magazines that try, like maybe regional magazines?
We
or
can
anything
still
that-
go into Missouri Life, Arkansas Monthly on our own without the co-op. We just don't have the buying power at that point,
Right.
which is unfortunate.
But we can print these and get them everywhere.
I think
can't
these
we?
Yeah,
are awesome.
absolutely.
This is,
And
And I think the
these
only
are-
thing I see wrong with this actually is there's some wasted space. These spaces ought to have something in them, in
We
my
wanted,
opinion.
we wanted to give the reader a little bit of a break and kind of feature some cool things. You know, you don't, if
Well, it
this
could be
has
more
text on it, you
pictures.
don't
It could be
always
more
see
pictures
that.
or something about the block parties or a calendar or something. But go ahead.
Yeah, whenever she's pointing out under the
Yeah.
dine out option,
Yeah.
you know,
And here
you don't,
too,
you
right
might
here.
not
Well,
see the
you know,
kids
it's not
sitting on
that,
a
it's
park
not that
bench.
it's the space, it's that it's trapped space. I don't know.
Even if it's just another photo, I mean, I know these photos are lined up really nice, but maybe just little tiny photos or a collage.
We've heard a lot of good feedback. Like I said, we
This
we
is
did a
nice.
we
It's
did
very nice.
we did some edits to this version that weren't in the previous version, and so it's always when we buy fewer.
That or a red brick nights.
That's what I was saying, if we could maybe on the
Yeah,
next
but you
one.
know what?
It's
We
probably
could
went to
just-
print before we
It
had.
did, I'm sure
original
it did.
size.
It's
More
so
than
hard to
bridges do.
keep,
It is.
That's
gotta be
why-
recurring.
that's why it's so important to have everything on
Yeah.
the website up to date and
But
current.
it's very, I mean, it's like one you're gonna pull off the shelf if you see a whole rack of
Yeah.
of these, you're gonna pull this one off,
Yeah.
because it's,
We agree.
looks good.
Agree. And people wanted to write on them was the biggest thing. The last
Yeah.
version that we had was
Oh,
too
yeah.
slick to where they couldn't write on.
So that's nice, so this gives people some, I mean, maybe if it just said
Well,
notes, you
yeah.
know, so we know that it's identified
Sure,
blank
yeah.
space that says
It's a good idea.
It's a good
notes.
idea.
You know what I mean, so they can write what they want on there.
Good idea.
Write your
Right,
favorite
that's a good idea.
store, what was
Yeah.
your favorite thing to do, or something like
Or
that.
write it and then take a picture of it and send it to us,
Yeah.
or something. A photo op.
Because I don't think the blank space doesn't, I mean, I understand when you're paying for something, you want to get as much information as you can.
Yeah.
But
But at the same time, there's like an
Over-
information
yeah,
overlay,
right.
you know, you're like, oh my God, what
There's
do
a
I
really
read?
great photograph behind all that
Yes,
information.
yes, there is. I love the kids on the bench. I mean, it's really cute. And so I think if you just had, and it wouldn't have to be, I mean, maybe just in red or maybe just a shade of gray that just said notes.
Yeah.
So they say,
Right,
oh,
right.
I can write on it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Even
yeah.
maybe people that wouldn't have wrote on it know,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I
I
want to
make
go
notes on
to.
stuff all the time.
Yeah, I wanna go-
Want to remember this restaurant I went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
ate at
Yeah.
Stables. We
Yeah.
want to go back there when we come back next month or something like that, next
Or-
year.
Yeah, or.
Surely they can remember the name from month to month. We would hope.
like it.
We'd hope.
Good job.
Thank you all.
That's good.
Okay. And you said you've got some of these that we can maybe pick up and.
Yes, I do.
Awesome, excellent sound. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the item 8, then, I guess, future items, discussion of future items.
Is this where I talk?
Might as well. I think.
Sort of?
Yes,
Is that okay?
absolutely.
Okay. I was at the Lazy E Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Lucas Oil Junior Motocross. My granddaughter was riding. Well, I was avidly taking pictures, and the announcer says, we want to thank the Lazy E and Guthrie, Oklahoma. So I'm thinking, okay, what have we got scheduled for tonight? I couldn't think of a thing. And they kept announcing, we're gonna go into Guthrie and check out this fine city, and maybe we'll have something to eat, you know, all these, the announcer just kept talking Guthrie. So when I got out of there, I had his phone number. James, what's going on tonight? Well, nothing. That was a family affair that if we don't have the money to fund something downtown, we can sure play off of what's going on at the Lazy E. And we need to be totally aware of what their schedule is, what's coming, what's going to be there, the age group involved. Is it a family affair? What can we do? Maybe we could have the restaurant, you know, really be aware and reach out to these people. My kids, the last race my granddaughter had was at 9:30 at night. They had a break from like noon until 3 or 3:30. We could play to these people, and we could be making some money that didn't cost us any money. But I think that I was kind of upset. I was about ready to go down there and say, I know we've got something for you to do. But I would have been happy to have made an announcement had there been anything going on here that we could have brought them into. There were kids from Florida. In fact, the one that won in the 4 to 7 year old bracket was from Destin, Florida. His family drove all the way up here to participate. They were here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, until late night Saturday night. My family only came from Luther, but it was an event that I think that we as a city could have capitalized on and really brought people in to our restaurants, to our shops. Maybe a little family evening music thing, come in and relax in Guthrie.
Or promote the drive-in, or maybe have them start a
Well,
little
the
bit, or a
drive-in's
second
not
feature.
open yet, but we
wouldn't
could
feel
have
like
maybe
do a
gotten
second
them to
feature.
open. But
Yeah,
I don't know how closely.
they're open on the weekends, the
Yeah.
drive-in is.
Right, I don't know how closely we follow the Lazy E's every
Every event.
But if we would follow it very closely and find out that we do have some family affair events, this is pretty much a family town. We do have some bars and grills and things like that, which are great for the adults. But this was geared for children 4 to 18. And I think we missed the boat. I would just like.
So I guess, do we have a liaison between us and the Lazy E as far as the events? I mean, are they, how far in advance are they planning them so that we can try to, I don't want to say mimic their schedule, but make sure that we
Maybe.
We have a full calendar of events.
We do.
you know.
But once they get to these
And it
events,
goes
they
through until-
release at certain times, and they don't always have those, you know, like we're always wondering, I wonder what time it's gonna be over, and,
Well,
you know,
they
it'll
post
be like a
their,
weird
they post
time.
their events, and if we had a coordinator or a liaison, as he
Right.
said,
Right,
they post those events daily. They know probably 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time what the tentative schedule is. Then based on the number of people that have signed up, that are entered, based on what the qualifying races were and where they qualified, if they qualified, as to how the events would take place. If they have a lot of qualifiers, then obviously their race times are going to run later, but if they have fewer qualifiers, their races go bam, bam, bam. I mean, they're just scheduled from 3 o'clock on, and we would know enough about their schedule that we could have something available. I mean, food trucks, it costs a great deal of money for a food truck or someone with a motor home to park out there. It costs a lot to have any kind of a vendor inside the arena because they have the VIP lounge and they have their own things. But I personally was upset when I talked to James. I was really disappointed. I'm an old lady, so I don't always keep up with things, but people that are actually in business, merchants and things like that, that would benefit from some kind of a function at the Lazy E, really, we need to be aware so that we can get something
We do need to
ready.
be aware, but there's also some accountability for the businesses to be aware as well.
Oh,
So,
I don't
I mean, I know
know.
you know. with-
I
they do
agree.
stuff in
I
every day all the
agree.
time, so.
Yeah, so, but I know.
That's about all we can do,
But
so.
you knew there was something going on and you knew
Yeah.
you might have to be there
There's
late.
We
because
knew,
of-
yeah, I knew it was going on.
Pardon me?
There's something every weekend.
There is
There
something
is
every
at the
weekend,
Lazy
in
E.
between that
Yeah.
and the temple, and now with
Yeah.
graduation events and school
Well,
events.
But
it's
there was nothing
busy.
here, and they kept announcing everybody weeks to go
And you
into
know, maybe it's not
Guthrie.
that we have something every single weekend that there's something out there, but if
Right.
we're ever making a decision on when to have
Have
something,
something.
look at their
Right.
calendar to see if that would
Now, I
make
agree with that, and especially if it
Coordinate
is
that
a,
with their,
if it's
Well,
family
and Red Brick
oriented,
Mountain, they might schedule
if it's
that.
family oriented and there isn't much for them to do, okay, could we get, is the drive-in available?
that's
The
right.
Can we show-
fairgrounds, is there something we can do at the fairgrounds,
Well,
or?
good grief, a couple
Right.
of weeks ago, there was a family event going on at Highland Park that some of the churches, it was really awesome.
And at one time,
Was that the walk?
we showed
Was
a
that
movie
the-
on the
I don't
side of
know
one of
what
the
it was.
buildings down here.
We can't show movies on the side of buildings.
We can't do that anymore?
Because of the copyrights.
Oh,
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, you just have to pay for it.
yeah, you just have to pay for it.
we did it during
Oh.
the Christmas one year. We showed, I think
Yeah.
a
Christmas Carol or?
Yeah.
Carol, something on the side.
It'd be fun to do something like that.
I'm just suggesting,
We could
I'm
even
just
have some
thinking.
food trucks locally come, you know.
We had an opportunity to reach out to almost every state in the union represented in this little 18 and under motocross situation, and
Did they stay here, do you know? Were the hotels
some of them
full?
did.
Yeah.
I don't know how full
Yeah.
they were, but some of them stayed here. Some of them stayed in their toy haulers because
Yeah.
there wasn't anything advertised that I'm aware of. You can't cook very well in a toy hauler that doesn't have a kitchen, but it would have been a great opportunity, especially for the food participants or restaurants or drive-ins or whatever.
You know, just given the contestants or families a memorable experience, it doesn't really cost anything for a marquee to be, you know, say, welcome motocrossers or,
Right.
or whatever the case might be.
Exactly.
You know, welcome participants of this Lazy E event. And so just having that information, we'll look to do a better job moving forward.
Well, one suggestion might be, if it's not illegal or out of the realm of possibility, to, when there are events out there, allow somebody to go out and say, hey, welcome to Guthrie.
Right.
I'm from the
Yeah.
city. We would really like to see you come in.
You know the Lazy E would let somebody stand up and do, I mean, make
I
that
almost
announcement.
asked if I could do it
Yeah.
anyway, but with nothing
Yeah.
specific to address,
Yeah.
I felt a little odd.
Talking about, I know this isn't part of our meeting, but the merchant meeting, so now that we're approaching summer hours, are they gonna have a day that they stay open later downtown? I mean, like they used to have first Saturdays where they stay open until second Saturdays?
I haven't heard anything
So
about that.
they need to do something.
Talked about staying open for big events, but that was really it.
Oh, and by the way, thank you during Red Brick Nights for getting up and announcing that Cherise had licorice around the corner and that Boomerang was open and up the street, you know, that was really, really smart. Your shop was open to let people know.
I just
Go
announced the
around
ones that I
corner.
knew
Knew
were
that were
still-
open,
were still
yeah.
open,
No, I think
yeah.
that was awesome. I talked to Cherie and it affected her. I mean, she stayed open and sold licorice and.
Did she?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew she,
Yeah.
I saw, I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know if she messaged me or something, but
Yeah.
anyway, I knew she was going to be.
Yeah.
I think maybe she just put it on Facebook that she was
Yeah.
gonna stay open
Yeah.
a little bit
It was
later
nice
for Red
of
Brick
you to do
Nights.
that. That was
But so
awesome.
since I knew she was gonna be
Yeah.
open, I thought we should announce it. And I think anybody, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how far away you are from the
Yeah.
actual stage itself, people wander, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Especially
especially.
if they know it's worth their wander of
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
right. Walk up the street, walk up.
Yeah.
That's smart on your part, very
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. The other thing to piggyback off of that is, should we look into billboards again between Edmond and Waterloo Road for Guthrie? There are not that many to choose from, but if they're coming from I-35 to the Lazy E, they're exiting on Waterloo Road. And if we could capture visit Guthrie, because we know they're coming from Edmond, so they're either maybe staying in Edmond, they're coming from Edmond, to let them know Guthrie's just
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes north.
Now, do we have some north to
I don't
come in
think-
this
I
direction?
don't
There used
think
to
we
be
have
a
any
billboard right
billboards
now.
now.
Oh,
we're
I
done
think
with
we
billboards.
should.
Yeah, I think we should.
So I think that.
They're quite expensive. And there goes
I
our
think
money, our budget.
Yeah, we'll look to see.
No, but I think if we're gonna capture that, I mean, if we're really talking about piggybacking off of, if Lazy has something going every weekend, it may be worth it just to put a billboard between,
Right there.
between
If we did
Second
digital, though, we
Street
could actually.
and Waterloo Road. There's only,
Customize it.
there's not that many to choose from.
Huh?
Because Edmond doesn't allow billboards, so it's
If
from
we
Second
did,
Street
then we
on.
could charge for the ads and we could have
Let's-
like,
Yeah, you get, that gets.
So if we can research what
It's
billboard
really hard.
might be available.
I know,
And I think we can buy those through Frontier Country.
Some,
sure.
not all. It just depends what media company owns the billboard.
I'm like Tyler Media.
You
They
know,
own all
Tyler,
of them.
I think Lamar is
Call
pretty heavy in
Okay.
there.
Call
Anyway,
Arnold.
so that's an idea.
Arnold's the one that has the
Yeah.
digital one down
And
there.
they're also.
No, we do not want on their digital one. It is
No.
broken most of the
Yeah,
time.
no,
We
you
don't
don't
want
want
static.
digital. Yeah, but he's got them in different weird places, so. When he can.
Okay, well, thanks for that, and we'll definitely, I think, and
Well,
I've
at
said
least they were
before,
announcing.
something
Guthrie.
Yeah,
that
they
we
were-
really needed so
yeah.
hard to put together would be a detailed daily calendar of events. I mean, daily, I mean, like my appointment book, because everything's going on daily. But it's hard as a business owner with everything. I mean, I know there's something going on at Lazy E, but it took me a long time to figure out when there's something going on at Lazy E or the temple.
Right.
The temple doesn't come tell you, so you just have to kind of see their cars and then say, oh, there's something this weekend.
Right.
But it takes a long time, but it'd be neat if we had some sort of a detailed email or every morning
Did
we
you
could
see
get
that on
something.
Lazy E?
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that's.
Yeah.
We have it.
But we
detailed
need it
as
on
you get,
everything,
right?
not just, well,
Yeah.
not just Lazy
Yeah.
E, we need it
Oh,
on,
okay.
She means like a
Everything, like-
community, like a community.
that we can look at
bulletin.
it 3 days ahead of
Calendars.
time, because it's
Excellent.
easy to like You know, you got your own calendar
Yeah.
too.
Got
if
more
you're-
detail.
And even if there was
Other places
some
on
way,
the side.
and I know the
Ton
chamber
of stuff
does
like
that.
there.
I don't know that CBB does that, where people can submit their events, but it's not daily. It's-
Isn't the chamber calendar
It
on
would
our
take a
website
person
now?
almost
Yeah.
full-time just to
But,
keep up with
but
all
it's
the
only
events
chamber
in Guthrie.
members.
That's
I mean,
what,
It's not open to just chamber
Is
members.
it, oh, the,
No, it's for,
the,
anybody
no.
can see it.
Anyone.
just gotta
You
get people to get
Try to
it.
know
They're
how to do
doing
it.
it, yeah.
that is what makes a business successful, is being here for all the events. I mean, you know, but there's a lot.
You gotta be open.
You gotta be open, you gotta be open
Gotta be
and
open
not
to
miss
sell.
any of them, you know, so.
Well, and both of you guys are. I mean, you're open all the time.
He's got it too. I know we've had this
And,
discussion
yeah,
about,
Staples
you know,
is
if you're
open
not
all the time.
open, you're missing, and
Mhm.
they may just come to you once, and then they found you, so they're gonna come every year now, every time pass through to go to OSU to pick up their daughter or whatever. They're gonna be passing through and stopping. Okay, so we're gonna move on to 10. Are we on 10? No, we're on 9, staff comments.
Anything?
Just, if any of you can come up with the names of volunteers or anybody who wants to be involved with Little Britches, I'm in touch with them daily.
Yeah.
Give them to me, be happy to get them to the right place.
I've got quite a few young men and women that might be interested in helping. They're always looking for community. In fact, I think it's on their list of things we're supposed to do. And so I'm gonna have them contact you, or should we have them contact Dusty Sagers?
Brand.
Brant?
Yeah.
Okay, Brant, okay.
I'm gonna get in touch with Lori and we will make sure that they get to the right place.
Okay. Any other comments from you, Cody?
No.
Okay, your staff. Okay, board comments. Kathy, start with you.
Just kind of made mine to James a while ago, I don't know.
James.
I've spoken.
Well, I want to say that James and Justin and all those people did a great job on the block party. Great start to, it's going to be a summer of fun.
I'm hoping that, you know, I would love to see members or attendance double next month. I mean, I don't know if it will or not,
Well-
but I think it helps that you have your crafts and drafts, that Stacy Stanton had live music playing outside her place.
We
and
had
then
live music too.
Velvet View had live music playing
Yes,
outside
and
their
that was
place.
fun.
And there were just so many places beforehand that were just flooding the streets of downtown Guthrie with music, and it just gave it an alive feeling, you know what I mean? This is where you could just walk and music was out there, and I don't know, I think it helps.
That's fun.
Well, that's another one of those things. If you're not participating, if you're not, it's like not being open, you know. If you're not participating, you're losing out, because that's what that's what most of us are down in downtown for. That's why we chose this location.
And you may add to your next merchant meeting. I mean, I don't go to the merchants meeting, but I mean, they should be open later on Red Brick Nights.
Maybe we should go to that meeting. Make a
So-
point of going. When is it, Friday, which
First
Friday?
Friday.
First Friday?
You've already missed it. for this
Okay,
month.
well, the next
Right
one will be
here.
soon enough.
Well, it'll be the day before, so it'll be soon enough if they will respond quickly.
Well, you know, if we can say, you know, it's late, we know it's late notice, but James is gonna be up there and he'll tell everybody you're open if you stay open. So,
Would you pass something like this out at Red Brick Nights?
Yeah, you know,
Did you?
last one we did
I
the
didn't see
cups.
it. I didn't
No, we did the
see
cups.
it.
Their cups are
There
good.
weren't those as well?
I didn't see those. I'm not saying that we didn't, I didn't see
I
them.
don't
you
know,
passed the
the
cups
cups.
out? How
We
many
did
cups
the
did you
cups.
pass out?
I can't tell you.
You know, if you
The-
need
We
it.
did
I
the
don't
cups,
know.
we did the
Yeah,
cups
Frank was very-
corresponding with Hetty,
photos.
asking people to come take pictures. If
Yeah.
you come take a picture, you get a free red cup.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
we
And I
gotta
saw a
get-
lot of red cups going
Yeah,
around
I
that
did.
night.
I think we ought to get some paraphernalia for every block party, like next time have sunglasses or something. And like something not real expensive, but something, a souvenir that you can save. Yeah, that has the logo on it.
We
People
even
come
did a
up
little
with
thank you to the artists as well, just a little Guthrie goodie
Yeah.
bag, just because
Yeah.
they don't always get appreciated for coming up. I mean, they
How much
always.
do we pay those bands?
It varies depending upon the band, yeah.
Well, okay, I wanted to
Yeah.
say that, because I know you worked really hard and you look like you need to volunteer for that, some people to help. You
I've already
did.
talked to Hetty, yeah, I'd like, because it was an all day getting ready. I mean, the stage people get there
Need some help,
get there
yeah.
at noon, but it would be nice to have help just doing barricades, setting up tents, I mean, it was just.
Right,
That's
And I,
fine.
thank you so much for
Is-
donating. I
Is
know,
there
I
a
just
staff
need to
member
ask,
that
I
can
just
help with
did,
those,
you know.
that kind of stuff? Maybe someone on staff that could.
So, but
Because
Hetty's
he
working on
needs help.
volunteers.
He-
I'm
They
just
were
saying, all
worn
you gotta do
out.
is ask.
I know, well, I don't, you know, you don't really know until you're in the thick of it, there, you
Yeah.
think, man, I got all this stuff to do, and yeah, I know, from there, so.
But I will say that
They-
the bands were very appreciative and very positive about coming to Guthrie and playing in Guthrie and excited about being here.
It's nice to
And
hear.
so, and it was, I've had several people message me about feedback that they've gotten, like people that don't even live here, live in Edmond, or, you know, that they were at their hairdresser and they got, you know, hey, we went to Guthrie to that,
Yeah.
you know, and they didn't even go, they live here, you know.
You know, we need to take, I wish we had just something on Red Brick Nights that we could take and put in like the Plaza District, and they're like,
I mean,
We have our
posters.
posters that we're putting out, or monthly for each event. And I know Bruce took a picture, he was in Tulsa, and wherever he was, he's like, there's a poster for Red Brick Nights here. And so the posters are getting out there. I don't know who posted that poster, but it was in Tulsa somewhere. For Red Brick
That's
Nights in
cool.
Guthrie. Yeah.
it is cool. But it needs to be like in Oklahoma City and all those little areas there that are so popular with the same crowd that we're trying to
I'll
attract.
tell you what works really well is when you share it. Not just like it, but share
Share
it.
it, yeah.
You gotta share it and tag somebody so they can share it too.
Okay, so I guess, anything else?